自從電腦出現後，人類進入一個廣闊無垠、漫無邊際嘅數碼世界。藉住數碼化，電腦喺虛擬嘅空間創造咗一個無限龐大、無邊無際嘅世界，並且藉住 3D 打印技術，將物件嘅設計化為數碼，藉網絡傳送到唔同地方，再由列印機大量複印出嚟，將物件從電腦嘅虛擬世界帶進現實。現時 3D 打印技術嘅應用層面廣泛，基本上肉眼所見嘅貨物都可以打印出嚟。除咗一般用品外，細小如家用嘅手板玩偶、立體指甲、鞋子，甚至食物，作工業用途嘅飛機零件，龐大至一間房屋，甚至太空基地等，都可以用 3D 打印機列印出嚟。生物工程應用方面，俄羅斯已經嘗試發展使用 3D 打印技術，列印整個器官作為移植用途。此乃不可逆轉嘅趨勢，亦係將來人機合一嘅先聲。
Right in the comfort of our very own printed homes, in what has been widely hailed as the next industrial revolution. So we went to Zelenograd to find out more. Zelenograd's calm exterior may be deceiving, but the innovative green city may just be leading the country into the next industrial revolution. 3D printing promises to shift mass production from the factory floor and bring it into the home, allowing owners to realize their wildest dreams in plastic. Zelenograd is the birthplace of Russia's first commercial 3D printer, the Picasso Builder. Already in its third incarnation, the device's ease of use, high printing speed and precision puts it up there with the rest. Although 3D printing technology has been around since the 80s, it only really kicked off commercially when the majority of patents relating to fused deposition modeling, or FDM, lapsed in the US in 2007. This led to the markets being flooded with affordable open source printers such as this one by Ultimaker. Each Picasso printer is put together by hand on site, with the majority of parts being produced right here in the city. And, in the true spirit of 3D printing, the company even prints out parts to make more 3D printers. Given all the media hype surrounding the technology and its almost unlimited uses, demand for them is steadily growing, and the guys here in Zelenograd are working flat out just to keep up. Global demand for 3D printers and accessories is expected to grow significantly. The lion's share of demand will be in North America, Western Europe, and Asia. However, the growth in demand in Eastern Europe is likely to be higher than the average at 24.1%, reaching $103 million in 5 years. All in all, the world 3D printing market is expected to be worth $5 billion by 2017. The company's own Pegas Polygon software lets users modify the size of their objects and view progress in real time. The printer doesn't even need to be connected to a computer. Users can simply insert an SD card and hit print. While the vast selection of free online files means that early adopters will have plenty to keep them busy. The possibilities of 3D printing don't end with 3D trinkets. We have the ability to print anywhere at any time. But does that mean we can print anything?
What's up in the lab?
The winter is always a reminder of how we should look after our health, with A&Es everywhere feeling the strain, particularly at this time of year. There's no doubt that organ transplants save lives, but waiting lists for compatible donors can never be short enough. So what if there were a way of producing compatible organs on demand? Bioprinting has traditionally meant printing biocompatible materials as a base for cells to grow. Though it may sound far-fetched, scientists have already managed to print a human ear and other tissues. Doctors take a scan of the organ to create a 3D blueprint. Cells are then taken from the patient, which are then placed in a culture to multiply. The cells are then painstakingly placed on the 3D printed scaffold, which is then incubated to produce a functioning organ. 3D bioprinting solutions opened its labs in September 2013, with the sole purpose of advancing tissue engineering. Supported by the Moscow Department of Healthcare and in vitro labs, the Skolkovo resident should soon have all the equipment necessary to manufacture organs. It's also working on a revolutionary bioprinting technique. The method still requires the 3D printed cell molds commonly used to store and grow various cell types, but crucially, it no longer requires the scaffold around which they are placed.
In 2014, Russia will have its first 3D bioprinter. This will far surpass any previous models, as it will be produced using nanotechnologies. Its speed and accuracy will far exceed that of any of the current models. And perhaps most importantly, it won't even be that expensive.
Traditional tissue engineering methods involve removing all the cells from a dead human or animal organ, leaving only the protein scaffold, which is then repopulated with stem cells and incubated. Mironov has taken this a step further and has come up with a method for printing an organ directly without the use of any organic or artificial scaffolds. It involves extracting stem cells from the patient's fat tissue, which are then mixed with a hydrogel and placed in 3D printed molds. These are then incubated to produce spheroids, which are the building blocks of organ printing. From here, you can pretty much print any organ you like.
We do not use animals or any synthetic polymers for support structures or scaffolds. We only use hydrogel.
The hydrogel is 99% water. It contains the spheroids, which are each made up of tens of thousands of cells, together making the bio-ink used to create organs. The printer lays down a layer of biopaper onto which the cell clusters are printed. Cells of the same type are naturally attracted to each other and combine to produce tissue. The process continues in this way, layer by layer. The biopaper eventually dissolves and the layers fuse and self-organize to produce a fully functioning organ.
The simplest tissues are those that don't have blood vessels in them, such as cartilage, skin, bones, and so on. The organs that we really need are kidneys, livers, hearts, and lungs, but that may only be possible in the distant future.